after that moment, I was just like, I got this. Anything that comes my way, it's gonna be nothing compared to this. Like go on stage, like doing all this, like I got it. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what episode is it? I don't even know what episode it is at this point. This is the Inside Outlook podcast, the official podcast of Asian Outlook magazine. My name is Mike, and joining me today, the man of the hour, Brendan Lin. Brendan, thank you so much for being with me today.
Yeah, Mike. I mean, thank you so much for inviting me out to come today. It means a lot, and I can't wait to show you what I got.
Yeah. Can you expound about yourself a little bit? Show off a little bit.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
I mean, first and foremost, I think, on campus, I'm actually the president of a cultural club called China Scope. It's one of my achievements that I really hold highly because, it's such a great organization to really be a part of, and I'm so happy to even, have a chance to even lead it. And not only that, I also am the executive vice president for Ascend. So it's it's a professional organization on campus. We help a lot of students do, build themselves up professionally, whether it be, resumes like CV, LinkedIn, stuff like that. And, just being able to be a part of such amazing, organizations, really helped me, be the kind of person I am today.
Awesome. I think I just signed up for Ascend's Excel workshop certification
thing. Oh, you should definitely come.
Oh yeah,
it's
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Gonna be fun. Taking that test is gonna be great.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's see. So in China Scope, where did you begin? How were you introduced to the group, and then how did you ascend in there?
So, I think I kind of had a similar approach to every freshman. You come in, and then the first week you come in, it's UFest, right? And then I'm walking around with my roommate Tao, and then we're just oh yeah, we're just kind of stopping by tables that just pique our interest and stuff like that. And I was walking down one of the paths, and I see China School, right? And I think, oh God, I have such a bad memory, but definitely one of the Igor members at the time jumped out to me, and they were like, oh, you should definitely come to our GIM. We have we have free food and stuff. Well, first of all, we have food and stuff like that, But also they said, we're a cultural club that represents all these values and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. I just, I was just fuck it. Right? I was like, sorry, is it okay if I
Yeah.
Okay,
go
sorry.
off.
Yeah. And then so then the next week I went to the GIM, and then I talked to Igor members there, and I thought it was such a great experience, right? And then I went to some more of the events throughout the fall semester, and then I actually signed up for the recruitment, and I got the position. I was really surprised, but
nice.
And then so then I started off in the club as an outreach. So basically, what outreach does is just reach out to other clubs, try to connect them with China Scope, let them know what we're all about. And then, from outreach the next year, I became events coordinator, became more involved in the club by, planning events. And, from there, just, I got into the role of president because the past president, Pacey, I don't know if you know her, but she asked me to do the role because she thought that, I was a good fit for the position. And then, I said, stupidly, no, it's not stupidly, but at the time I really didn't know much about the roles and responsibilities of what a president really entitled. So then I was just like, alright, sure, whatever, right? I just said sure. And then in the fall of my junior year, just last semester, and then I realized, okay, this is what it means to be president. And you have all these things that you have to follow up on, responsibility and stuff like that. But now I'm kind of settling in now. I know what needs to be done and how it should be done.
Okay, nice. Yeah. As the year winds down, finally settling into the role.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course. So, how has that experience been? What were you expecting coming into it, and then how has that changed you over the course of this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into the role, I was expecting okay, this is gonna be such a breeze, whatever. Everyone's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna have a great time. But to me personally, when you're the president, there becomes sort of a gap between you and your e-board. It's kind of I know, I feel you kind of understand.
A little bit, yeah.
So then within those kind of first few weeks of me being president, I was trying to find a good balance between should I treat my e-board as, just like coworkers, I guess. Yeah, coworkers, or kind of treat them as family. I was trying to find like good a good balance. But then, I kind of like throughout the year I kind of settled down, and I said, I really want to I don't want to treat this as like, a company. This is not like the way that it should be. I want it to be, really more, friendly. I want everyone to be as open as possible with me, because, this is just like supposed to be like a fun, club. It's supposed to be, not supposed to be anything so serious, And, like I decided to do that, and, as I kind of brought myself into that kind of like family kind of mindset, I was able to better interact with each and every one of my e-board members, and just like in everything that we did, all the events that we did. And I just found like I just really got a better sense of, I guess, myself too, and like the relationships that I wanted with other people too, not just my e-board, but I really strive to build a really kind of like close or personal connection with the new people that I meet on a daily basis.
Nice. So do you feel like China Scope has brought you closer to meeting a lot of new people?
Oh, 100%, absolutely. I mean, like as with like any social club, like you just have the opportunity to meet, so many people from different clubs that you normally wouldn't. Like if you weren't a part of that club, like if you weren't a part of that e-board, you would just never even get that chance to like step outside and just like meet all these different people from other clubs as well. Because I mean, like being on e-board, you're kind of forced to meet other people,
right?
But I mean, like I think it's a great thing. It's honestly like, because like honestly, like I said before, like you wouldn't have a chance like otherwise. It's great. It's great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So did China Scope itself look a lot different last year and then this year as you rose the ranks there and got in charge?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Sorry, Pacey. Sorry, Michael, but I'll just tell you like from the beginning. So when I first joined, my first year, when I was just like freshman, I had no idea like what the fuck I was doing, right? That first year I was honestly like I was straight up like shy as fuck. I was just like so shy. Like during e-board meetings, like I would never say anything. It was just maybe like I think actually no, it's not maybe. I can say for sure like at the time, like president, Michael the president, right? He was actually someone that I was kind of scared of. Like it wasn't like, oh, like you just you could freely talk to me about like this and this. It was kind of like, oh, like I don't want to like do anything wrong to like like mess up the club or anything, right?
Okay.
So then that my freshman year, I was just kind of just kind of like in the gray area for China Scope. I didn't know if I wanted to stay for the next year or like if I even belonged in the club, right? But then I did end up staying because I was like, what, I need a club, for resume whatever, right? And then so last year, my sophomore year, when Pacey was president, that's when I when I became the event coordinator and I became a lot more involved with the club. So by being an event coordinator, you have to coordinate with multiple people on the e-board. So you're not talking with just like one person. You're talking with like basically everybody. And then by doing that, I was really getting more involved with the club overall. And then I actually began to like love it. Like like honestly, like it just became just like something that I treasure deeply, and just kind of move from there.
Awesome. So what year are you now?
I'm a junior. Yeah.
Okay, so freshman year you come in and you're outreach.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then what happens sophomore year?
Sophomore year is events coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then now president. Junior year president.
Nice.
Yeah.
So are you going to be around next year?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because, I mean, like it's kind of like I don't know. A lot of presidents I talked to in the past, like after the president, like they don't stay on the e-board for like the next year. I don't really know why that is, but like I thought like I was like, oh, should I follow that tradition or like what? But I mean, to answer your question, yeah, I think I will stay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go back to being outreach. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's like I said, it's something that I deeply treasure, and I do think I want to stay for another year.
Okay, so we'll see you around.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you definitely bring this incredible sort of energy to the room.
No, definitely not.
People,
Thank you.
People can feel when you walk in.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we just published a piece of yours, if you'll say piece in air quotes, I suppose.
Yeah.
You wrote a little sort of pseudo goodbye speech, right, for Dragon Knight.
Absolutely,
showed up in the pamphlets.
Mhm.
So when you wrote that, were you expecting everyone to yell at you at the end of Dragon Knight to say it as a speech?
I really did not, honestly. I was just like, when I had like my mindset when I was writing it, I was just like, I wanted to be something different, because, I mean, I'm not trying to like, shit on everyone else's kind of speech, but for all the banquets and that other like cultural clubs hold, like they have like very generic kind of you know what I mean, like I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to do something from the heart, because that's like that speech was like it's who I am, and it's exactly my thoughts and what I want to say. So I put it straight out, and I just
it definitely shouted.
Yeah, I just shouted out. Yeah. and I also like at the end of the Dragon Night, I definitely didn't expect them to like oh, read the speech and stuff. I mean, I was gonna say like more stuff, but then they like they went crazy. I was like, all right, whatever.
Nice. And if anyone wants to read that, they can go into issue.com/AsianOutlook, issuu.com/AsianOutlook, and take a peek at our issue. So how is planning a big event like Dragon Night? How did that go?
Number one is absolutely stressful. It's so I mean, like any other president can definitely relate to like anything. I mean, first and foremost, you had to just manage like each and every one of your e-board members. For me, that was like 20 people. So just like keeping up with all the different roles and like their own personal lives as well. It's definitely something that I had to grow accustomed to like over like the few weeks like leading up to Dragon Night. But it's all in the communication, I think. Like that's what I learned, especially in the fall semester when I was trying to build up that kind of like family kind of style. And by doing that, it was a lot easier just to know, and just to know like what everyone was doing, and like overall like the progress, just so we could like overall like pull off such a great event. Yeah.
Nice. It was definitely a big success, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. So a big thread I like to sort of pull through all of our interviews here for the podcast is mentors.
Yeah.
People you look up to, people who have added to your life throughout your Binghamton experience, either through Chinascope or anywhere else pretty much.
Yeah.
Who has been a big mentor to you? Who can you give a shout out to?
Definitely Pacey. It's my past president. I mean, like I made it sound like I knew like what I was doing in the beginning, like when I was first president, but I really didn't. I mean, there was definitely a few events that I feel that I could have led and managed like way better, but like it was like during those times that I also asked Pacey for help, like, oh, how can I improve like my like not only myself but overall like the club. I asked her for like so much advice for regarding just how to build better relationships, stuff like that. And even like how to like book like specific groups and stuff like that. All I asked just like so many things, and she's just been a great help to me overall. I mean, I wouldn't even know what I would do without her, honestly. Yeah.
So are you still in contact with her throughout this year?
Yeah, no, yeah. So she's a master's student. Yeah. So she's doing her master's right now. Yeah, so she's still on campus, and it's still just really great just to see her around from time to time too.
Yeah,
it's really amazing.
Do you know what she's studying?
I think accounting. Yeah, she's doing her CPA. Right now. Yeah,
awesome.
So it's pretty good.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So how's your e-board been doing? How's everyone there? How's the morale?
It's honestly just like terrific, honestly. Like I can't have asked for like a better e-board. I mean, just everyone there is just so amazing. I really can't say anything like beyond, like short of spectacular, because they each just contribute just so much to the club, like not in terms of like their skills, but also like their opinions, and I just truly cherish like every single like one of them. I wouldn't know what to do without them, honestly.
How many do you have right now? How many are you guys?
So including me, it's 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
AO2.
18.
We're
Yeah,
18.
exactly. Yeah.
good
So
number.
yeah, you know how it's like it's a huge it's a large group.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, just a big family, honestly. Just a big family. Yeah, it's great.
So for back to Dragon Night a little bit, planning that, how much of that was on your ECs? How much of that was taken up by you, and how much was taken up by your e-board as a whole?
Yeah. So to answer that, kind of like backtrack a little bit. So, we usually start planning for Dragon Night in the fall, like around like October-ish. So, that's when, I kind of first brought up that idea of like, okay, what's the theme for this year? Like, what are we doing, right? And then, after we came up with the theme, I kind of distributed to the event coordinators, and then, they take care of, specific parts, like of the overall show. And then every other role kind of just does their own task. So it could be like outreach, for example, like they're responsible for, reaching out to other clubs, see if they're interested in performing for Dragon Night, or if they're, interested in coming, stuff like that. Our coordinators create, the posters, they start doing the backdrop, stuff like that. But overall, I mean, I say, like I said, like I remember, like, this is what I said in Dragon Night too. Like, I really did not plan, like, like most of it. I probably did like 5%, like 10% maybe of it. Like, everyone else, like, they carried like this entire show. Like, it was, yeah. Yeah.
But as president, you can take 100% of the credit.
No, that
which is why you become president.
If you say, yeah. I'll take it.
So could you speak on at all where the theme for the short films came from that connected all the performances?
What do you mean, like for each of the parts?
Yeah, where that plot line came
okay. From. Yeah, so so the overall theme for this year's Dragon Night was like slice of life, basically. Like, we're following one character, Kevin Chang, throughout his whole life, from his early teens to when he like dies, or like when he's in the hospital, right? So the way that I kind of went about it was, okay, we're gonna have like 6 different like scenes or like parts or whatever, and then I kind of just assigned like 2 or 3 people to like each scene, and then they kind of just came up with their own idea and like what they envisioned like that part of your life to be like. So like, for example, like for the first scene, it was like Young, Dumb, and Broke. It's all about, a teenager, like exactly you're young, dumb, and broke, right? You don't have any money, and then you're just trying to get by, gonna go to college and stuff like that. So, we kind of had to work together in between, like each of the scenes, just to make sure that, everything kind of flowed and connected. But I mean, it wasn't like that bad. I mean, we just kind of like made adjustments here and there just to accommodate, like specific, pieces or things that were happening. Like, for example, like in the Tinder scene, I don't know if you remember, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So like the Tinder scene was kind of connected to the wedding scene. Like he was saying like, oh, Brendan, did all this and now changed me a little bit, whatever. Yeah, but stuff like that. It just, just minor adjustments to just really connect the entire story. But yeah, I mean, overall it was just communication, I'd say, at the end of the day. Yeah.
And how do we settle on Kevin as our big star for the piece?
So it's kind of funny because before, like, when we decided that we wanted like a guy, like a male, to play the role, like no one on the e-board wanted to do it, and then we had recruitment. And then Chang came along and we said, you're doing it. we just said he's doing it. So yeah, I mean, it was great because I mean, he's really flexible and he was like open to it. Like he had to be a part of like all the videos and like most of the performances as well. So it was really like tough on him, but I mean, like honestly, like he's great. Like to be able to pull through all that, I mean, I can't. Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
So you could just feel the talent.
No, absolutely. He's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I also noticed there was one scene in the skits where people were eating hot pot or something. Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Is that a way to use your school budget to get like a second e-board dinner or something like that?
I think that one, it was in our own pockets.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's an excuse to get hot pot with it.
Exactly. No, honestly, yeah. I mean, like they were filming one day, and I actually went to their UP house because I wanted hot pot too. I want to hop out too, but then
Of course, yeah.
But then they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna film, and we only have enough for like 3 to 4 people." I'm like, "All right, bye, whatever, whatever,
wow, okay.
yeah, whatever."
All right.
But I mean, like, yeah, it was a good excuse for them, I guess, to get some dinner and food and stuff. But I mean, yeah, like that was out of our own pocket, yeah. But yeah, it was great. Yeah,
nice. So, what would you tell someone who was interested in joining ChinaScope, but they weren't really sure if they wanted to, if it was for them, they don't know how? What would they do?
First and foremost, reach out to me, Brendan Lin, blinton36@binghamton.edu. You can ask me about like any questions you have about, the club, about the people, the culture, what we stand for, what we represent. But I'll just tell you like whoever this person may be, at the end of the day, like we're a family. We do everything together, and it's great just to have that kind of support, when you're away from your actual family, from home. And it's just a great way to be a part of something that really brings out the true you. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite moment or a funny story that you can share to entice people a little bit?
Oh god, yeah. In my freshman year, my first Dragon Night, I actually did a lot of embarrassing stuff. Oh, actually, yeah. Yes, I actually do remember a good moment for this one.
Okay.
Actually, just to backtrack a little bit. Before ChinaScope, before college, in high school I was pretty shy. I was like, oh, whatever. Right, I just do it. I just do whatever. I didn't really want to. I was not really like outspoken or anything like that. But then coming to college, joining ChinaScope, I was like, yo, I'm gonna try new things. Right, and then
I dig it.
I'm gonna try new things. I'm gonna just just throw it into the air, whatever, right? And then, my VP at the time, Vicky, she said, "Oh, you're gonna be a part of my dance."
Ooh, yeah. Shout out to Vicky.
Yeah, shout out to Vicky. Yeah, and then I was like, all right, sure. You know what? I'll try new things, right? And then it turned out to be like a swan dance, or wait, not a swan dance. It was like a, oh god. I forgot. It was a Thailand dance. It was like a Thailand dance. Yeah. So if you want, you can find pictures like on Facebook, online, but like whatever, right? So then like I was learning these moves, and I was like, all right, so what's happening right now? I was like, it's not even that bad, right? And then I learned that we had to wear like dresses on the day of, and I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever, right? Whatever.
Style.
Whatever. Yeah. So then, on the day of that Dragon Night, I was just like, all right, let's do this. And then after that moment, I was just like, I got this. Anything that comes my way, it's gonna be nothing compared to this. Like go on stage, like doing all this, like I got it. Yeah. So that was probably one of the most like defining moments of when I was a part of ChinaScope, that really kind of pushed me outside of definitely my comfort zone, and allowed me to try like a lot of new things. Yeah.
Did you look good?
I mean,
of course it's a yes, but I just want to hear from you.
I thought I looked good, but the pictures on the internet kind of say differently. But whatever. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
The camera adds pounds.
I know.
Like
yeah.
That,
Exactly.
Yeah. So I got one more question for you. Do you have any message or any advice to next year's ChinaScope president or any upcoming leaders in general?
Definitely. Actually, I already have a person in mind for the next president. She already knows who she is, but whatever. If she listens to this,
everyone does.
Everyone basically does. But I've been talking to her or them quite a bit. That person, quite a bit already. About the position, but just that one message is, don't be afraid. Oh yeah, not only to them, but to like you said, like the future leaders in general. But yeah, like don't be afraid. Just do it. Like don't be afraid to try new things, because like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to push through and make these decisions, but it's gonna be worth it. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and did you have anything you wanted to plug? It comes out this Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to my e-board. First, shout out to my e-board, my VP, Luis. She means the world and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Any events or anything like that coming up that you think everyone should be aware of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we have an event on Friday. I don't know if it's gonna get released before this, whatever though.
It'll be on Friday. So.
Okay. Yeah, so we have like a spicy ramen challenge with HKS and like refuse from like 6 to 8, I think. You should definitely pull through. It's gonna be a fun time.
All right.
But I mean, yeah, follow my Insta if you want.
What's your Insta?
I think it's like Brendan Butter or something. Yeah, Brendan Butter. If you get it, yeah.
Okay. We'll link it. Link it.
But definitely also stay tuned for this semester's recruitment. We're gonna be doing that, I think April 13th or so. We're gonna sound the emo soon. But yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.